I've been thinking a lot about Psalm 50, in particular verse 15. It goes like this: "And call upon me in the day of trouble. I will deliver you, and you shall glorify me." This is a great promise from God, so let's find out some more about it. As always, the first place to start is context. Psalm 50 was written by Asaph. Most psalms act as prayers or songs directed toward God. Most of Psalm 50, however, is God speaking to people. So what does God have to say? To the wicked people in verses 16 through 22, it's a whole lot of bad stuff. Big time judgment. Watch what you say and who you hang out with, and this section probably won't apply to you. But what about his people? What is God saying to them? Well, it starts with a rebuke. The Israelites sacrificed to God all the time as they were commanded to by God. It seems that the people of God are missing the point, though. In Psalm 50, God is straightening them out by letting them know he doesn't lack what they have. Starting in verse 10, he says, "For every beast of the forest is mine, the cattle on 1,000 hills. I know all the birds of the hills, and all that moves in the field is mine." God continues by telling them that their sacrifices aren't fulfilling any need of his, saying, "If I were hungry, I would not tell you, for the world and its fullness are mine. Do I eat the flesh of bulls or drink the blood of goats?" God is letting his people know he doesn't need them, they need him. Now we can get back to verse 15. Our verse starts with, "And call upon me in the day of trouble." Note that it doesn't say, if the day of trouble comes. Whether you like it or not, whether you're ready or not, the day of trouble is coming. What is the day of trouble? It could be any number of things for each person. Maybe it's the loss of a job, maybe it's the loss of a loved one. The point is, it's coming, and God tells his people to call upon him when it does. So what's going to happen? The verse continues, "I will deliver you." So I suppose the Christian doesn't experience anything too bad because God just delivers them out of the situation once they call on him. Is that what it's saying? No, it's not. Good old Charles Stanley put it best when he spoke about the 3 ways God delivers the Christian from their day of trouble. God either takes you out of it, he takes you through it, or he takes you home. Admittedly, we all have our preferences, but remember, God is the one calling the shots here. I'd rather any of those 3 than being left in the day of trouble. So what happens next? The final part of the verse is, "And you shall glorify me." That sounds great, but how do we do that? We happen to be fortunate enough to have the answer right in this psalm. It's actually verse 23, the very end of the psalm. It says, "The one who offers thanksgiving as his sacrifice glorifies me. To one who orders his way rightly, I will show the salvation of God." The glorifying of God comes from the thanking him for his deliverance through the days of trouble we face. To sum it all up, the day of trouble is coming for each and every one of us. The one who orders his way rightly will call upon God. God will deliver them, and they will glorify God with their thanksgiving. Sounds like a pretty sweet deal to me.